we can all agree that there was no way any of us could have prepared for what occurred in 2020. We've discovered things about ourselves that we may have not been aware of when we were living such a fast-paced life. There is always the chance to find beauty in pain, but sometimes that's hard to do when we don't know which direction to go. Which is why in today's video, I'm going to share 4 ways on how we can reset for the year 2021 to live a more purposeful and meaningful life. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rochelle and this is Mama Mentality. Now obviously and realistically, things aren't going to get better when the clock strikes midnight on December 31st. But if we have a sense of purpose entering the year 2021, it can better prepare us for any challenges that we may face unexpectedly and how we respond to these challenges. So to begin with, the first way on how we can reset for 2021 is by starting from the basics and truly identifying your values. Now, it's important to not mistake values for goals, because goals are more so a destination as opposed to values, which are what is guiding you to that destination. So a great example that I've read is getting married, for example. That would be a goal. But if your value is to be a loving and kind partner, and when you get married, you aren't that person anymore, you are not aligning with your values. And yes, you reach the goal of getting married, but you're not fulfilling the purpose of being married and the underlying value behind it. So values are more so what is important to you, what motivates you, what drives you as a person to reach goals or aspire to be a better person. There's this Swedish therapist, his name is Tobias Lundgren. I hope I'm saying that correctly. He separated values under 4 domains: work and education, relationships, personal growth and health, and leisure. To start off with work and education, some questions that you can ask yourself are, what personal qualities do you want to have as a professional or as a student? What skills do you want to acquire under this field of work and education? So it's important that you don't confuse your goals of becoming a certain type of professional versus the underlying value beneath that. And for the second domain, relationships, what personal qualities do you want in your relationships? And not just intimate relationships, your relationships with your family members, with your friends, with coworkers. What type of person do you want to be? Do you want to be an honest person, a loyal person, an empathetic person? So naming a lot of these traits that you can obtain as an individual, are these things important to you? So under personal growth and health, this doesn't just mean physical health or nutrition. This can also be your spirituality. Is spirituality something that's really important to you, that really makes you feel fulfilled as a person when you are in tune with your spirituality? This can also be your relationship with nature, because nature is something that is very fulfilling, not only health-wise, but for yourself as a person to connect with nature. And then of course, exercising and nutrition can also go under this category. But it's important not to say, I value having a 6-pack. Okay, what is the underlying value beneath that? Is it because you like the way your body feels when you eat nutritious foods? Is it because exercising releases stress and makes you feel better as a person? So really, whenever you are identifying with these values, continue to question yourself and really dig beneath the surface to find that underlying value. So a question to ask yourself when you are done identifying your values is, what would you value if nothing is in your way? So for example, if you are working a lot and you're not able to spend more time in nature, whenever you ask yourself this question, you can have a better idea as to how you are aligning yourself with your values and how you've steered away from them. And in times of uncertainty and when we are feeling overwhelmed, we catch ourselves steering away from our values. So whenever you are able to identify your values, it literally takes you back to square one and give yourself a more sense of purpose when you are feeling lost. So the next way to reset is to reflect on the past year. This can be very challenging for many of us if we've had a really difficult year of stress, loss, pain, confusion. So instead of trying to really dwell on the losses, the first question you can ask yourself are, what were your wins for this year? And it can be something as simple as getting out of bed or watering your plants. And it can be maybe even bigger. Maybe you got a job opportunity, or maybe you finished school. Just really taking the time to name your wins will remind you that you made it and you did the best that you could. If you feel like you can't really identify any wins, maybe this would be a good time to write down what you're grateful for. So a gratitude list, and just really being able to see the many blessings that maybe you hadn't realized before, and now they really came to the surface in the year 2020. Another question you can ask yourself is, what lessons did you learn? Because whenever you are able to discover what lessons you learned, you are better prepared for the year ahead, in knowing that now that you've learned this lesson, you won't continue the same cycle, or you'll do better for yourself this upcoming year. The next reflection question you can ask is, what were your distractions? What were your fears? What were some obstacles that got in your way, or some thoughts that were really heavy on your mind that kept you from moving forward? Because once you are able to identify these obstacles or distractions, you give it a name. And when you give it a name, you know for next time not to let that get in your way. And if it does get in your way again, especially fears, because for me, I struggle with anxiety. So I constantly have worries and fears and thoughts that aren't very positive that run through my mind. But something that I've been able to do is identify the fear. Like, okay, so this is my overwhelming fear of being around a lot of people or speaking in front of a lot of people. But this is just a fear, and it's okay. It's okay to speak your voice. It's okay to be around a lot of people. Well, not really, but if you have to go to the grocery store or somewhere where there will be a lot of people, you will be okay. It's okay. You are fine in this moment. You are safe in this moment. Being able to pinpoint my fears and my negative thoughts, it gives me a sense of relief, and it gives me a little bit more sense of comfort, especially in such an unpredictable world that we're living in right now. These reflection questions that I just went over are great journal prompts that you can use, or even just writing it down on a piece of paper real quick. Just really taking the time to release this is going to be very helpful for your growth in the year 2021. Now, the third way to reset for the year 2021 is by having self-compassion. And I found this great self-compassion activity that was created by Dr. Kristen Neff. And I wanted to share this with all of you because I feel like this is something that we can really utilize. It's important to be kind to ourselves, especially in such a chaotic time. So the first step is to think of a situation or thoughts or feelings that you may be having that are causing you stress. So the first step is acknowledging how it feels. So this is painful, this is stressful, this hurts. The second step is acknowledging that struggling is a part of life and you are never alone, because there's always somebody who can relate or who is struggling with you. The third step is give yourself some grace. Be kind to yourself. So in this third step, asking yourself what it is that you need in this moment. Really tuning in within and asking yourself, what do you need? And maybe it's compassion, maybe it's love, maybe it's comfort. And just allowing yourself to give that compassion and that love, so you are able to accept the pain, accept the struggle, and be okay with it and give yourself what you need. I don't think we allow ourselves room for self-compassion enough. I think it is seen as a weakness to acknowledge our struggles. So using this self-compassion activity in any given time for the upcoming year can give you the space that you need to feel and to be aware that yes, we have feelings, we have emotions because we need to feel them, and taking the time to do that is okay. So the last way that we can reset is by setting intentions. And I don't want to say setting goals, setting resolutions. When I say setting intentions, it's because we are being a lot more specific than goals. And when we speak in a way that we already have what we desire, it makes the intention more realistic. It makes the goals you want to reach more achievable. And you are training your brain to have the mindset to think in a way that is hopeful and in a way that is positive. So those are the 4 ways that we can reset for the year 2021. By identifying our values, reflecting on the past year, having self-compassion, and setting intentions. Because I feel like if we are able to do this now, we are able to find more peace within ourselves. So whenever things around us are going crazy and are out of our control, we still have that inner peace. We still have those core strengths and values within us that will give us the hope and perseverance that we need to get through difficult times. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, click the little bell notification so you can be notified when I post new videos. My name is Rochelle, this is Mama Mentality, and like always, I am sending love and light your way. Bye!